Hello everyone, it's Destiny, and Columbina will be releasing very soon, and I am in desperate need of more Primogems after pulling for Verissa since this happened. So I'm going to try farming 5,000 Primogems within a couple of days to increase my chances of getting Columbina on my account. Before we get into today's video, I'd love to know which character you're the most excited for in the upcoming update, and if you'd like to see more Genshin Impact content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. My Primogem count before starting is sitting at 8,427, and I also have 15 intertwined fates. I would like to get around 13 or 14,000 Primogems total. To start my Primogem grind, I did Verissa and Shalonen's trials, each giving me 20 Primogems, and I have to say that Shalonen's roller skates are just super fun. Also started the Verissa and Shalonen event going on right now, which will be able to give me a hefty amount of Primogems for my goal. I wasn't too sure what to expect going into this event, but right off the bat, I was so happy that we get to see Amber again and learning more about the Soul Blazer saga, which is a comic book series from EA Publishing House. Many of the characters would quote lines from Soul Blazer saga, and the overall theme of the event gave me a comic book vibe with how the event panels looked, which I thought was super cool. Out of the minigames, there were 4 available, each giving a nice amount of Primogems, ranging from 120 Primogems to 160 Primogems. I started with Snow Trace, and this is where I realized that I absolutely suck at hide and seek. It's like in a horror movie when someone picks under the bed as their hiding spot and then they immediately get caught, since that is one of the most common hiding spots. I felt like the person hiding under the bed with some of my hiding spots in this minigame. I did have some wins, but that was primarily because one of our team members would just be very good at Snow Trace, so I think they would end up being the sole survivor of the Snow Trace horror movie if there were to be one. The next minigame I played was Frontier Recon, which I got to play as this cute little bird, and it was a pretty easy minigame to go through. Trial of Valor was a combat minigame, and my teams were able to go through this minigame pretty nicely as well. And lastly, we have Jade Pitching, and I love the little character themed snowballs. For example, this one reminds me of Verissa, and it is very cute. I was able to get the event weapon, Blazing Spirit to refine the weapon, and an additional 300 Primogems. There was another way to get Primogems in this event, which was to visit some of the characters involved in the event. And I started with Yayumiko, who gave us a bunch of comic books to share with the camp, and we were able to get an additional 20 Primogems. I decided to play through the second portion of the event story, where we get to learn more about Minnie's ambitions and the deal she made with her parents. I'm absolutely rooting for our team to win so that Minnie can chase her dreams. I also loved how the rest of the team supported Minnie. Verissa and Shalonen were very kind to her and also provided nice motivation for Minnie throughout the event story in my eyes. I decided to save the rest of the event for another day, as I wanted to do some of the Nod Cry world quests. I ended up doing Quest for Green Island, Tale of Gatestone, The Mirrors the Maze, and the Tale Telling Heart world quest. All 4 of these quests provided Primogems, but the thing is, there was also a bunch of chests along the way, resulting in way more Primogems being gained through going through these quests. I also unlocked a couple of new waypoints, achievements. I had 67 archive entries, and I was able to acquire a total of 1,573 Primogems through a couple of hours of grinding through the event, the world quest, opening chests, and so on. We're currently sitting at 10,000 Primogems, so this is a very strong start for the first day, which was about 5 hours of grinding. Now I will say, when there is an available event, that'll definitely help out with our Primogem count. And then of course, doing the world quests I've noticed was very helpful as well, especially if they were world quests that had a lot of chests along the way. As for the next day, I did my commissions, redeemed a code for 60 Primogems, and decided to do the Shoemaker's Children Go Barefoot quest, which involved us invading a Fatui base and meeting a new character, which I was a little suspicious of her at first, but at the end of the quest we all worked together against this boss here. And the quest also allowed me to unlock this boss as an enemy in the Valiant Chronicles. Also, during this quest, I have to say that she has insane jumping capabilities, because just look at her go. Next, I decided to fight through the Valiant Chronicle quest, and I was able to get 2 challenges accomplished by beating the crab, 2 challenges from beating the boss that I mentioned. And as for the third boss, I was only able to complete 1 challenge, but that still was able to give me 20 Primogems, while the other 2 bosses that I fought initially gave me 40 each. I'm going to re-challenge these 3 on a different day to aim for more Primogems. Plus, I absolutely just want this moon frame. This frame is absolutely perfect. The next world quest I did was the Friends of Moly Valley. This girl also reminds me of a mini Xiangling. Do you all see it too, or is it just me? I also think it's actually insane how this cute little animal is freaking shooting lasers at me in this quest. This quest is pretty cute though, aside from being shot at with lasers, and provided a nice amount of Primogems, especially with the occasional chests that I would find along the way. I also did the Stress of Changing Careers quest and the Power of Research quests in Nodcry. Some of these puzzles stressed me out initially as I didn't know how to go about them, but thankfully after messing around with the puzzle mechanics for a while, I figured out how to approach the puzzles and completed the quest, which meant more Primogems. I've done quite a bit of the Nodcry world quest, so I think a change of scenery would be nice. So we're gonna head over to Netlin. I decided to do the Lost Traveler and Ashen Realm quest, which involved a cute little friend named Coco, and then we would see a dragon periodically throughout this quest as well. This quest was definitely a pretty interesting one, and I did have fun just exploring through the quest. I definitely have to say the world quests are really cool to go through as they provide more lore and also further build upon the world as well. I was able to open a bunch of chests along the way, of course, unlock new travel waypoints, achievements, and I also got more archive entries, which provide Primogems after viewing them. I got 45 Primogems from achievements, and I went through 9 new archive entries. And at the end of day 2, I was able to get a total of 948 Primogems, which most of them came primarily just through the world quests I went through, since they did have a nice amount of chests along the way. The Valiant Chronicles were also an additional bonus as well. As for day 3, I did my commissions once again and mainly focused on a Fontaine world quest, which this world quest was pretty long for me to go through. This quest featuring the research institution, and the quest had some combat segments, and as for the puzzles, they did confuse me at times, which is why I probably took longer than I should have on this quest. But it was these puzzles in particular with the floating water cubes. But after trial and error, I was able to go through these puzzles and wrap up the quest. To wrap up day 3, I fought some local legends in my friend's world, which helped a nice amount with getting additional Primogems, as I haven't really done the local legends fights just yet. And some of them definitely felt more challenging than others, but I do think it's cool that there's all sorts of enemies that are local legends. For example, this one is literally a cute little penguin, but don't let that cute face deceive you. This penguin can be an absolute menace. By the end of day 3, I was now a bit over 11,000 Primogems, so I didn't gain as much as day 1 and day 2, but that is perfectly fine. We're getting closer to my goal day by day. Day 4, I did my commissions, decided to finish the current event, and I was able to visit Klee. She showed me the cutest little snowman. I absolutely love this. Yoimiya made an awesome stand. Mika gave us the cutest toy ever, and we got to hang out with Amber more as well. In the final part of the event story, we got to do the race through Dragonspine, and as we were about to win, someone got attacked by a monster. So we all decided to step in and help out, and this unfortunately made us not get first place, but we still got a medal in the end. And Minnie's parents are also now open to her traveling abroad to pursue her dreams of becoming a comic book artist. This story was just so sweet, and I felt very happy for Minnie, and I just loved how we were able to help her with getting closer to pursuing her dreams. Also, the photo at the end of this event was so freaking cute. I just love this event so much. I would love to know if you also enjoyed this event. We end off day 4 with 11,655 Primogems, and we're only a little less than 2,000 Primogems away from our goal. As for day 5, I focus on the new event, which featured co-op minigames, which I was able to get to 3,000 points and collected a bit over 200 Primogems. Day 6, I opened more chests in Netlin, challenged the Valiant Chronicle bosses once again, this time with a friend in order to aim for the world level 9 rewards, and I was able to get the additional Primogems as well as a moon-themed frame, which was awesome as I really wanted this cute frame. Now for the final day here, I did my commissions as always, proceeded to challenge the latest Imaginarium Theater, and what's really good about this particular Imaginarium Theater is that I finally have enough characters that I can use for the hard difficulty. Usually I'm missing a few characters in order to challenge this difficulty, but the elements were perfect this time for my account, consisting of Pyro, Electro, and Hydro. And I did have some struggles here and there with some of the enemies, as I did want to get all of the toy medals for the additional Primogems, but for my Flins, I really should have picked up Ineffa from one of my friends, as I was lacking a secondary Nodcry character for him, so his damage output wasn't as great as it normally is. Near the end of the run, I was running low on characters to use, so I had to use Verissa with Flins, and this took me a couple of attempts to beat within the time limit for the additional toy medal, especially since it felt like my elemental reactions were just making the enemies separate from one another, resulting in me having to basically go back and forth between them and wasting time on the clock. Thankfully, I was able to beat hard mode though, and I was able to get a total of 920 Primogems. And before wrapping up my grinding for today, I played the event until I had 4,500 points, and we were able to get more Primogems from this event. I redeemed the codes from the latest live stream, and now here is our Primogem count, which means I was able to successfully get over 5,000 Primogems within a week of grinding, totaling to about roughly 14 hours. This definitely could have been a higher amount of Primogems, but I wasn't able to play as much on days 4 through 7 in comparison to the first 3 days. I would have likely did more world quests for more Primogems, especially since I would unlock new chests along the way, resulting in more overall. And I will be able to get more Primogems from the last portion of the current event, and I believe there's actually one more event before this version ends. So I'll be in a pretty good spot for my Columbina pulls once she is here. There is one big issue though. I was hoping that if Ineffa did rerun, she would do it in the second half, but instead, Ineffa is also on the first half, which means I have to hope my Columbina pulls go well so that I can pull Ineffa for my Flins. Stay tuned for my Columbina pulling video and let me know if you're excited for Columbina. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and if you did, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.